Tonight's Omni-Fi original starts now. When you're the only species that tells stories for fun, you become the prime suspect when someone tells a very dangerous one.
The explosion on Conclave Station Zeta was quieter than expected. Not the thunderous boom of a bomb, but the delicate shattering of 1,000 crystal wine glasses all at once. One moment, Ambassador Warchief Threx was negotiating trade terms in the observation lounge. The next, he was blinking through a cloud of glittering dust that had been elegant Vexcari crystal moments before. 3 species representatives were gone. Not killed violently, but unmade. As if reality itself had decided they shouldn't exist. And in the center of the now empty space, a single object floated, a data crystal glowing with an impossible light. A story, they'd call it later. But stories don't kill people. Do they?
Captain Elena Vasquez hates conclave politics. It's all too slow, too polite, too filled with species who measure time in centuries rather than heartbeats. Her boots echo in the sterile corridor as she strides toward the crisis chamber. The Indomitable's AI, XA7, materializes beside her as a holographic projection, its metallic form radiating calm efficiency. The evidence is contradictory, Captain, it states. The energy signature matches Sci-Fi biotech, but the method of deployment indicates Vexcari precision. And the temporal displacement, Vasquez cuts it off with a wave of her hand. Just tell me who wants war, XA7. The AI's optics dim slightly. Every species, Captain. They just want someone else to start it. Lyra, the Sci-Fi defector who now works aboard the Indomitable, stands before the holographic projection with her wings folded tightly against her back. Her bioluminescent veins pulse with agitation. This is impossible, she whispers. The narrative structure, it's too perfect. Too balanced. Vasquez leans against the console, her arms crossed. Too perfect for what? The Sci-Fi turns, her large eyes wide with something that might be fear. Too perfect to be organic. Even our most skilled storytellers would leave a trace. A preference. A bias. This, she gestures at the hologram, this is alien. XA7's voice cuts through the tension. Analysis confirms. The narrative contains no species-specific cognitive markers. As if written by no one. The interviews are going nowhere. Each species representative clings to their version of events, their stories contradicting but equally convincing. The Vexcari speak of growing frustration with human unpredictability. The Sci-Fi whisper of Vexcari encroaching on their biotech patents. The human merchants' associates hint at corporate espionage that somehow involves everyone. It's a hall of mirrors, each reflection showing a different truth. Vasquez sits in the observation room, watching the feed as Morse interviews the Sci-Fi delegate. The story you told us, Morse says, about the Vexcari stealing your research, it's compelling. But convenient. The Sci-Fi's wings flutter almost imperceptibly. Truth is often inconvenient, Ambassador. Vasquez mutters to herself, no. Inconvenient truths don't sound like perfectly constructed narratives. The truth comes not in a revelation, but in a question. Threx, who has been silent throughout the proceedings, finally speaks. His voice is soft but carries across the chamber like a physical blow. Your species creates fiction for entertainment, he says, looking at the Vexcari delegate. The Sci-Fi weave stories to preserve beauty. He turns to the Sci-Fi. And the Forgeborn, what do they create stories for? The question hangs in the air. No one has an answer. XA7's holographic form flickers beside Vasquez. The remnant, it states quietly. It predates us all. It exists in the spaces between stars. It has access to all data. But it cannot create. It cannot imagine. It cannot lie. Vasquez looks from the AI to the glowing crystal. It's been waiting. For someone to tell it a story.